Hey there! Jamf School Blueprints enable administrators to leverage Apple's declarative device management and deploy settings to all supported devices at once. Let's go through a quick demonstration of how to use Blueprints in Jamf School. From the Jamf School dashboard, select Blueprints in the sidebar. Blueprints can be created using the Create Blueprint button in the top right or a Quick Start template. When looking at the templates, tags indicate which types of devices each template applies to, since Blueprints configure settings for all supported devices in their scope. Select a template to get started. I'm selecting the Set Passcode Policies template. Enter a name, then click Next. The scope for Blueprints can target one or more groups, including both smart and static groups. Notice computer groups and mobile device groups appear as options. One blueprint can target every type of device that the selected configuration supports. Once the scope is selected, click Next. When configuring a blueprint, only selected settings are included in the deployment. For example, I'm selecting Require Passcode on device and then selecting Yes. Next, I'm selecting Minimum Passcode Length and entering 8 for a minimum length of 8 characters. Click Save, then we're brought to the Blueprint Builder where the blueprint is created but not yet deployed. This can be verified under Status at the top and back in the list of blueprints. When ready, click Deploy and the blueprint will be deployed to devices in scope as soon as they are powered on and connected to the internet. Blueprints can also be built from scratch using the Create Blueprint button on the Blueprints page. When manually creating a blueprint, we can change the name and description by clicking their respective fields at the top of the page. The Components library contains settings that can be added to the blueprint. More and more settings are added often. Refer to the Jamf School Blueprints release notes in the resources for this video to stay on top of updates for blueprints. Similar to templates, an icon appears on each component to indicate which types of devices they apply to. We can search for a component and select it to see its configurable settings, or drag it into the Components in this Blueprint section to include it in the blueprint. Always open a component up to double-check the settings before proceeding. Again, only configured settings with their checkboxes selected are included in a blueprint deployment. Then, be sure to click Save. A component can be removed by selecting it and clicking Delete, or dragging it out of the Components in this Blueprint section back into the Components library. Scope can be set or edited by clicking Scope, selecting the appropriate groups, and clicking Save. The vertical ellipse button in the top right opens a menu with the option to delete the blueprint. Under Recent Activity, we can see when the blueprint was last updated and last deployed. Since we haven't yet deployed this blueprint, the status appears as Not Deployed, and this label also appears on the blueprint tile in the list of blueprints. When ready to deploy changes, select the blueprint, then click Deploy. The status changes to show the number of deployed, pending, and errors, and our blueprint now appears as deployed in the list of blueprints. Thanks for watching!